buenas. Hoy vamos a jugar a Dragon Age. Vale, le he dado antes de tiempo porque sea así inteligente. Yo quería haber cogido una cosa. Vale, ahora sí. Voy a dejar que no me corten la cabeza. Y bueno, voy a hacer la compartición en redes de que estoy allí. En plan de vale. A ver, un segundo, voy a compartir y voy a avisar que bueno, estoy sola, que matan, pero voy a avisar de que ya estoy en directo. No pasa nada. Bueno, vamos a poner la partida. Que nos habíamos quedado aquí en mi acogonciamiento. Que sé lo que viene ahora y no me gusta. Pero en fin, vamos a ello.
Beware. Now's better than later. Alright.
Vale, gracias, Danae. Vale, faltan los más.
Something is coming.
Vamos a continuar. Cebra, te he dicho que venga.
Now's better than later. I'll get on it. Got it. Now's better than later. I'll get on it. Alright, alright. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Now's better than later. I'll get on it.
Bueno, venga, que ya vienen, ya empiezan a llegar los dragones.
Red pests, they are quick to anger. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Now's better than later.
Un momento. Ahora vengo, ¿vale? calentito. Bueno, ya estoy. Perdonad. He tenido un momento de caos ineludible. Voy a guardar. Joder, cebra, macho. ¿Seremos capaces o no? La pregunta del millón. Creo que sí, no me apetece quedarme atascada.
Beware. Got it. Now special. I'll get you a knife. I'll get it. Now special. I'll get you a knife. You can get off my farm.
I still remember my first battle.
Now special. Alright. Got it. I'll get on it. Alright. Can I get you a ladder so you can get I'll get on it.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Tis you.
No, I think not.
Entonces, ¿para qué dices que puedes? Mira, verdad, ¿eh?
How sad. All that muscle, and it still has no chance. I'll get on it. Now special. Alright. Now special. I'll get on it. special later. Got it.
If there is anyone in charge of these cultists, we have not met them yet.
Ya empezamos a tener problemas con inventario. Vamos a ver qué... Bueno, esto lo voy a mandar a chatarra. Guerrero arcano. Vale. Eso puede ser por un mago, pero bueno, yo me lo guardo. Está de más. Oh, termas.
What now?
Off we go. Time for more battle.
I'll get on it. Get you a ladder. Get off my back. Alright. Got it. I'll get on it. Now it's better than later.
I hope I don't get blood all over me again.
Now it's better than later. Alright. I'll get on it. Got it. I see enemies ahead. Get you alive. You can get off my back. Alright, alright.
This really gets the blood.
Get you alive. You can get off my back. Now it's better than later. I'll get on it.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
No, ya hemos dicho que tú no haces nada, tú hay un quietecito mientras te subo el nivel de robo, porque...
How sad. All that muscle, and it still has no chance. Now it's better than later. I'll get you alive. You can get off my back. Alright, alright. You can get off my back.
Bueno, a ver.
Stop! You will go no further! You do not have the right to demand my name. You have defiled our temple. You have spilled the blood of the faithful and slaughtered our young.
A ver, me han atacado
No more!
ellos primero.
You will tell me now, intruder, why you have done all this. Why have you come here? You did this all for an ancient relic. Know this, stranger. The prophet Andraste has overcome death itself, and has returned to her faithful in a form more radiant than you can imagine. Not even the Tevinter Imperium could hope to slay her now. What hope do you have? They are still within this temple. But why do we need ashes when we serve the risen Andraste in all her
Están todos
glory?
loquísimos.
So you are after the ashes.
Llevo diciéndolo desde que he entrado.
Perhaps there is a way for you to make up for your desecration of our home and temple. It may be because I believe in second chances. All of us stumble through the darkness before being found and shown the light. Perhaps, through Andraste's mercy, her greatest enemy will become her greatest champion. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Father Colgrim. I lead the disciples of
Vamos,
Andraste.
eres un loco y
The
es
ashes you
de los
seek
locos.
reside atop this mountain, watched by an immortal guardian who refuses to accept the truth of the risen lady. Now the ashes prevent Holy Andraste from fully realizing her new form. They are a remnant of her past incarnation, and she cannot move on as long as they exist.
¿Y quieres que las arroje por
I speak not of
la
destruction. The beloved needs to reclaim the ashes, to make them her own again. All it would take is a drop of her blood. Blood carries power, strength, knowledge. Through it, all the power that is held in the ashes will be returned to
Dios,
Our
están
Lady.
loquísimos.
The Guardian has foiled all our attempts to reach the urn. He keeps what power remains from the true Andraste. He knows the disciples, and we cannot touch him, for he draws his strength from the ashes themselves. But you could deliver Our Lady what is rightfully hers.
I can just imagine the Grand Cleric if she were here. Her head would explode, I kid you not.
The rewards for performing such a service would be great indeed. Many have been led here, but only you had the fortitude and skill to survive the temple. You were led here by Andraste's hand to do her work. The task is simple.
Sí.
I give you a vial of the holy Andraste's blood, and you empty the vial into the ashes. Whatever magic was held in the ashes will be undone, and our great lady will be freed from the shackles of her past life!
I don't know if I like the idea of us helping this Colgrim.
Once that is done, you will have earned your place as our honored sister. There is a great power contained in blood. Through Andraste's guidance, we have learned to harness it. It can be yours, in exchange for a trivial task. A vial of blood emptied into the urn. That is all I ask.
Ay, a ver, es que estoy pensando.
By the chantry that was established by those that murdered the first Andraste, why should you care what they forbid? Then we cannot allow you to leave here. To arms, my brethren! Andraste will grant us victory!
I see enemies ahead. I'll get on it. Now get you alive. Now
Vale, y ahora tengo que hacer una cosilla. Porque... A ver, es que me tiro un rato pensando qué es lo que haría Boadica. Lo que haría yo ya lo sé. Yo les enganché, la primera vez les engañé como a chinos. Les dije que sí, que vertería la sangre y luego cuando llegué allí decidí no hacerlo, ¿sabes? Pero Boadica no es así, entonces como a Boadica le va la gresca... Pues le va la gresca, que será así. De constitución saco. La supuesta Andraste era un dragón. No sé, lo mismo si toco algo. Baja el dragón y nos mata a todos. Lo veo plausible.
I bid you welcome, pilgrim.
guardian of the ashes. I have waited years for this. No one can take the ashes. They belong here. It has been my duty, my life, to protect the urn and prepare the way for the faithful who come to revere Andraste. For years beyond counting have I been here, and shall I remain until my task is done and the Imperium has crumbled into the sea.
Eso suena aburridísimo.
There is joy to be found in my duty. When my brethren and I carried Andraste from Tevinter to this sanctuary, we vowed to forever revere her memory and guard her. I have watched generations of my brethren take up the mantle of their fathers. For centuries they did this, unwavering, joyful in their appointed task. But now they have lost their way. They have forgotten Andraste and their promise. No, our Andraste has gone to the Maker's side. She will not return. The dragon is a fearsome creature, and they must have seen her as an alternative to the absent Maker and his silent Andraste. A true believer would not require audacious displays of power. It began with an ancestor of the one known as Colgrim. He saw himself as a new prophet, preaching the rebirth. Some disagreed with him. I heard their cries of pain and loss, which were quickly silenced. The Maker will sit in judgment of them when the time comes. When my brethren and I carried Andraste from Tevinter to this sanctuary, we vowed to forever revere her memory and guard her. I have watched generations of my brethren take up the mantle of their fathers. For centuries they did this, unwavering, joyful in their appointed task. But now they have lost their way. They have forgotten Andraste and their promise. I am all that remains of the first disciples. I swore I would protect the urn as long as I lived, and I have lived a very long time. Did anyone really know her, save the Maker? She would sometimes spend weeks alone in meditation, often without food or water. I made a vow to Andraste and to the Maker. My life is tied to the ashes. As long as they remain, so will I. You have come to honor Andraste, and you shall, if you prove yourself worthy. Then you will not come to the ashes. It is not my place to decide your worthiness. The gauntlet does that. If you are found worthy, you will see the urn and be allowed to take a small pinch of the ashes for yourself. If not... No. Before you go, there is something I must ask. I see that the path that led you here was not easy. There is suffering in your past, your suffering, and the suffering of others. You abandoned your father and mother, leaving them in the hands of Rend and Howe, knowing he would show no mercy. Do you think you failed your parents? Very well. You know your own heart.
Now you've got me curious about how you really feel.
I'm glad you declined. This question has nothing to do with our goal.
Oh, good. For a moment there, I thought you were going to go on a weepy tirade and try to share your feelings.
And what of those that follow you? Alistair, Knight, and Warden. You wonder if things would have been different if you were with Duncan on the battlefield. You could have shielded him from the killing blow. You wonder, don't you, if you should have died and not him?
Yes. If Duncan had been saved and not me, everything would be better. If I just had the chance, maybe I...
And the Antivan elf.
Oh, is it my turn now? Hurrah! I'm so excited.
Many have died at your hand. But is there any you regret more than a woman by the name of...
How do you know about that?
I know much. It is allowed to me. The question stands, however. Do you regret?
Yes, the answer is yes, if that's what you wish to know. I do. Now move on.
And you, Morrigan, Flemeth's daughter, what?
Begone, spirit. I will not play your games.
I will respect your
Al menos
wishes.
respeta, ¿sabes?
The way is open. Good luck, and may you find what you seek.
Vamos. Espera, que hay un libro. Cuando... Un día de estos haremos un directo solo leyendo documentos, para que os ríais.
The smallest lark could carry it, while a strong man might not. Of what do I speak? Yes, I was Andraste's dearest friend in childhood, and always we would sing. She celebrated the beauty of life, and all who heard her would be filled with joy.
Estamos.
They say the maker himself was moved by Andraste's song, and then she sang no more of simple things.
Estoy muy seguro de que es un poco.
Echoes from a shadow realm, whispers of things yet to come. Thought's strange sister dwells in night, is swept away by dawning light. Of what do I
Genial,
speak?
es un este de...
A dream came upon me as my daughter slumbered beneath my heart. It told of her life, and of her betrayal and death.
de
I
esto de
am
hacer
sorrow and regret. I am a mother weeping bitter tears for a daughter she could not save.
Y no hay ningún...
I'd neither a guest nor a trespasser be. In this place I belong, that belongs also to me. Of what do I speak? It was my dream for the people to have a home of their own, where we would have no masters but ourselves. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and thus we followed Andraste against the Imperium. But she was betrayed, and so were we.
Sí, la verdad es que no ha sido tan complicado. Solo se me ha muerto Alistair una vez. No ha sido tan complicado como recordaba. A lo mejor el hecho de haber llegado al mundo...
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The debt of blood must be paid in full. Of what do I speak? Yes, my husband Hysarion would have chosen a quick death for Andraste. I made him swear that she would die publicly with her war leaders, that all would know the Imperium's strength. I am justice. I am vengeance. Blood can only be repaid
Se me
in
escucha
blood.
algo bajito. Vale, un momentico. A ver si ahora mejor. Es más que nada también porque estoy un poco chof y se me nota, vale.
The bones of the world stretched towards the sky's embrace, veiled in white, like a bride greeting her groom. Of what do I speak? Yes. I carried Andraste's ashes out of Tevinter into the mountains to the east, where she could gaze ever into her Maker's sky. No more fitting a tomb than this could we find.
A poison of the soul, passion's cruel counterpart. From love she grows, till love lies slain. Of what do I speak? Yes, jealousy drove me to betrayal. I was the greatest
Sí,
general
es
of
que
the
he estado
Almighty.
malita.
But beside her,
Bueno,
I
sigo
was nothing.
todavía un poco malita. No me
Hundreds
termino de
fell
recuperar,
before
pero
her
bueno.
on bended knee. They loved her, as did the Maker. I loved her too. But what man can compare with a god?
She wields the broken sword and separates true kings from tyrants. Of what do I speak? Yes, I could not bear the sight of Andraste's suffering, and mercy bade me end her life. I am the penitent sinner, who shows compassion as he hopes compassion will be shown to him.
No man has seen it, but all men know it. Lighter than air, sharper than any sword. Comes from nothing, but will fell the strongest armies. Of what do I speak? Yes, hunger was the weapon used against the wicked men of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker kindled the sun's flame, scorching the land. Their crops failed, and their armies could not march. Then he opened the heavens and bade the waters flow, and washed away their filth. I am Cather, disciple of Andraste and commander of her armies. I saw these things done, and knew the Makers smiled on us.
My dearest child, you know that I am gone, and all your prayers and wishes will not bring me back. I see the pain and anger you carry. I know you fear to give it voice, but rest assured, my child, the Maker knows your heart. Now go. Carry with you my love and my forgiveness, pup.
I see enemies ahead.
Time to taste steel!
I'll get on it. Now let's I'll get you a ladder so you can get off my back. Combination. Alright, alright. I'll get on it. I'll get you a ladder so you can get off my back. Got it. Now
Joder,
better
macho,
than later.
Alistair.
Alright,
No aguantas ni
alright.
media.
I'll get on it. Got it. Now better than later. I'll get you a ladder so you can get off my back.
Alistair no hace más que morírseme.
Here.
Vale, que no me acordaba cómo se usaban. Vale, que ahora hay un puzzle, pues no sé cómo hacer esto.
Hey, you see those thingies over on the side of that huge chasm? I bet they're used for something. Maybe I should touch them or stand on them?
Yes. Next time we see a strange contraption, why don't you just go stand on it? If something bad happens, hey, we know it's a trap.
You don't really think they're traps, do you? Yes.
What is an incorporeal bridge? Are we supposed to imagine ourselves on the other side? Ah, so there's the trick. Each piece must be made solid in order for one of us to cross.
Do this, do that.
What? Let us do this.
What now?
I'm sure there's a moral in here somewhere. Something to do with building bridges with friends or some such.
Malditos Sebran.
Mother of...
Aquí dos en bolinga, mira, mira, mira.
You have been through the trials of the gauntlet.
Dos Sebran no
You have
party.
walked the path of Andraste, and like her, you have been cleansed. You have proven yourself worthy, pilgrim. Approach the sacred ashes.
A ver, es que yo en mi primera partida llevaba una party que era para verla, porque llevaba a Zebran, llevaba a Ogren y llevaba a Wayne. Jo, yo quería coger las cosas, no me dan ni un respiro, ¿eh? Ni un respiro me dan. Calla, aquí no porque estoy jugando en Xbox, pero en el ordenador yo tenía un mod para que se vieran desnudos de verdad,
I think
¿sabes?
anyone could succeed in finding Andraste's final resting place. But here she is.
I stand in awe. Really?
Nice vase. I should get one for my house.
¿Será Zebran capaz de abrir el cofre?
It cannot be done.
Tu padre va a abrir el cofre, ¿sabes? Tranquilamente. Vamos a probar, pero...
I'm afraid not.
Puto Zebran. Maravilloso, había una entrada aquí. Tengo un nivel nuevo. Vamos, Rihan. Me extraña no haberle metido virote al carro. No vamos a tocar el gong, que viene el dragón y nos revienta. Me encantaría que después de lo de la urna hubiese algo en plan de punto de retorno a la entrada, ¿sabes? Para no tenerlo que volver a recorrer. Es un poco rollo. ¿Verdad? O sea, es que es como... Tío, me tengo que recorrer otra vez la mierda esta. Porque a vosotros no se os ha ocurrido poner un punto de retorno. En serio, estamos tontos. Bueno, pero mira, me voy a dejar por ahí una zona sin explorar. Ahora voy a la zona sin explorar y me matan. ¿Qué os apostáis? Por aquí hay una zona sin explorar. Y mira, si hay ciervos de esos, pues nos los cargamos a todos y ya está.
I'll get on it. I'll get you a ladder. You can get off my back. Now second mate. I'll get you.
dejado esta zona sin explorar, así que bueno, no nos ha venido mal. Pero podrían hacer un punto de retorno. Luego creo que en el Dragon Age 2 sí que hace lo de los puntos de retorno. Aunque también es verdad que en Dragon Age 2 los mapas son muy iguales entre sí. Mira, paz. Estáis comiendo trampa que ya habíamos desactivado. No es mi problema. Uno se lo ha comido. De verdad, yo... Ni lo voy a intentar, o sea... Si es verdad que con Leliana hubiese podido abrir todos los cofres, pero llevarte a Leliana a esta misión es un... Sí, o sea, es que o sea, los mapas son todos muy iguales. Podría haber abierto todos los cofres, pero también es verdad que Leliana en esta misión es un riesgo, porque si decides ir por el camino, o sea, digamos malo, y le dices que sí, o sea, les dices que sí, que vas a poner la sangre en las cenizas, Leliana se vuelve en tu contra y la tienes que matar. Aunque por los hechos acontecidos en Dragon Age Inquisition da a entender que Leliana no muere, porque Leliana aparece luego en Inquisition, entonces se tiene que haber salvado de alguna forma, digo yo.
Welcome back. You were gone for quite some time. Well, did you find it?
De hecho, sí, a mí...
What was it like, coming to the urn, I mean?
Lo que te estaba diciendo, el 2 tiene unos personajes muchísimo más carismáticos que el 1, por lo menos en mi opinión. Pero sí es verdad que lo que es mapeados y misiones me parece que es como todo muy igual.
Tests? Interesting. Very interesting. Perhaps my research will not seem so much like blasphemy to the Chantry now. We must organize an expedition. There is so much history here, it must be studied. And pilgrims should be allowed to come to the urn. But the urn belongs to all the faithful. How can you deny this to them? No, we must share it.
So everyone comes by and takes some ashes from the urn. Ooh, I hope that urn is self-replenishing.
And perhaps charge an entrance fee, no?
Yes, share it. Spread the word and more will come under the Chantry's power. Is this not what you want?
I will spread this good news or die trying. I must return home. I have much to do. If you ever find yourself in Denerim, please visit me. I am not a rich man, but I have a small collection of interesting artifacts, and I do owe you a reward for coming to my rescue. I hope to see you soon, my friend.
No va a influir demasiado en lo que es la trama, porque Dragon Age Inquisition al fin y al cabo se desarrolla en... La primera parte se va a desarrollar en...
I don't understand. You look like a woman.
Estás coqueteando.
Flirting. I don't know this word. Speak the common tongue. You are a Grey Warden, so it follows that you can't be a woman. Women are priests, artisans, shopkeepers, or farmers. They don't fight.
¿Y si no quieres ser ninguna de esas?
What does that have to do with anything? No one gets to choose who they are.
Eso no tiene ningún sentido.
Exactly. One of those things can't be true. A person is born, Gunari or human or elven or dwarf. He doesn't choose that. The size of his hands, whether he is clever or foolish, the land he comes from, the color of his hair, these are beyond his control. We do not choose, we simply are.
Ya, bueno, quiere decir, o sea, al fin y al cabo, el tema de la urna de las cenizas sagradas puede parecer muy importante, en plan de, pues puedes matar a Jenny Tibi, pero luego en el fondo da igual lo que hagas porque se va a convertir en un lugar de peregrinación sí o sí.
Can they? We'll see.
No está pues lo siento mucho, o sea, mira, tengo dos tetas ahí como dos carretas, soy una mujer y me pego con la gente, o sea, no sé.
What do you need?
You've seen and touched Andraste's ashes. They are the holiest thing on this earth, the remains of the Maker's chosen. Maybe it is belief and faith that imbues them with their power, or just maybe Andraste really was blessed by him. I do not know if I am worthy to look upon her. Yes, of course, but it still is something to be in awe of.
A ver, el hecho de jugar la trilogía, haberla jugado y estar... Sí, bueno, o sea, yo con este nunca llego a ningún acuerdo. Con Alistair tampoco, y con Morrigan depende.
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Quiero hablar de algo personal y solo me da la opción de quiero que te vayas.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. Well, the Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training, the sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is the desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field. Within the Crows, I did. But it has been something the Crows have devoted a great deal of time to perfecting. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler. I do. It is not something inherent in an assassin's skills, however, merely something complementary. Of course, the Crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Hmm?
Yo me meo con Zebran, de verdad, A ver, yo es que Alistair es depende, o sea, me hace gracia, porque me hace gracia, pero no es mi personaje favorito. De hecho, es que de Dragon Age Origins, como tal, el único que me gusta decir, guau, es que me encanta el personaje es Zebran. Creo que Leliana en Inquisition mejora mucho, porque es que ahora parece que está un poco cucú, ¿sabes? Está un poco loca. Y es que Morrigan es una puñetera borde de la vida. O sea, Morrigan... O sea, creo que Morrigan es un personaje que te encanta o lo odias. A ver, a mí me es indiferente. Morrigan mola mucho también. O sea, creo que en Inquisition pegan una evolución lo suficientemente interesante como para que personajes que en Dragon Age Origins me daban más igual que otra cosa, me gusten o les pille más puntillo.
I am grateful. 'Tis thoughtful indeed. A fine gift. You have my thanks.
I shall treasure it. Thank you. You have excellent taste. How nice.
Claro, es que a mí, por ejemplo, me gustan mucho los personajes que no son bordes, pero sí tienen ese punto de sarcasmo, como Zebran. O sea, a Zebran le dices algo y te suelta una ironía como una casa. Y eso me hace gracia. Y ya está. O sea, no necesito nada más para que me guste. Y ya te da lo que te tiene que dar, vale.
Why, thank you so much. Why, thank you so much.
A ver, luego lo lógico en Zebran es haberlo matado, pero es como, no, soy incapaz, no hay ni una sola partida en la que lo haya matado. Incluso en aquellas de voy a hacer lo lógico, da igual, o sea.
Here I am. Oh, I certainly could, but I won't. I swore to the crows that the things they taught me were to remain a secret. And while, yes, they are already angry at me, I'd rather not push things, you see. If you are truly insistent, well, let me think about it. The crows are already angry at me, yes? Who knows?
Ay, yo me acuerdo de un momento en Dragon Age 2. Vale.
What do you need?
Yes. As you wish.
En Dragon Age 2 yo llevaba una maga. No sé lo que voy a hacer cuando juguemos Dragon Age 2.
What do you wish of me?
Pero yo llevo una maga. Y mi romance fue Fenris.
If you must. I cannot teach you, no, but any other mages that cared to learn, yes, I could do
Y hay
that.
una escena
Send whoever
en
you
una misión
wish my
secundaria en
way,
la que
and I
aparece
shall teach
Zebra
them what I can
y
in the
empieza a
camp,
ligar contigo.
provided
El
they
caso es que
possess the will to even make the attempt.
Fenris, hay un momento dado en el que digamos que decide cómo cortar la
Yes.
relación. Y claro, yo estaba en plan de, bueno, pues si has cortado conmigo, pues te la tendrá que sudar si me lío con otros. Y me acuerdo que le amenaza con cortarle una mano a Zebran y es como, pero vamos a ver, es mi toto, déjame que haga lo que quiera con mi toto, ¿sabes? O sea...
I am hardly surprised. To answer a question. The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here. Yes. Never. I cannot go home. It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. Sitting, as you observed. Your grasp of the obvious is remarkable. Warden, if I truly disliked you, I would leave. That I am still here, you may interpret however you choose. Parshera, was there anything else?
Yo en mi segunda partida de Dragon Age 2 no recluté a Isabela.
I am hardly surprised. Very well. As you wish.
What do you need? Ask away. Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells. Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
Muchas veces lo que me pasa es que lo único que me gusta contestar es la opción romántica, porque es como, es que es lo que yo diría, pero no en el hecho de Jolines, estoy ligando contigo, sino porque me parece lo más amable. Bueno, pues la primera parte de Dragon Age 2, si ligas con los dos y luego te decantas por uno, a partir de ahí, si lo llevas los dos en la partida, las pullas que se lanzan entre ellos sobre la relación de Hawk con Fenris o con Anders son la orden del día, ¿vale? Están todo el puñetero día picándose entre ellos de pero que es que no eres propio para Hawk y así.
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective, or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that.
Bueno,
the Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either,
que
so they
Cullen
can
es
spread their
otra
secrets.
historia, ¿vale? O sea, lo vamos a ver aquí, lo vamos a ver en
exception.
Dragon Age 2 y luego en
Lucky me.
Inquisition.
What do you need? Ask away. I suppose I could, but I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word. Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
Yo es que en mi primera partida de Inquisition, mi inquisidora se lió con Sera. Y es como mi canon. Pero ya sé qué tipo de inquisidor voy a hacer. Lo que no voy a hacer, no sé lo que voy a hacer con Hawk. Porque en Dragon Age 2 me gusta llevar mago, pero es que si llevo mago va a ser como 2 mago, Inquisition mago otra vez. Pues a ver, me voy a llevar a Zebra.
Yes.
Yes.
Me voy a llevar a Lister.
Indeed.
Porque llevarme al perro. Es que yo jugué varias veces porque lo tengo en Play 3 y luego lo compré en Play 4 y tal. Y aquí lo vamos a jugar porque tengo el EA Play, pero el EA Play no tiene los DLCs. Entonces veremos si hacemos la jugada de jugar después de esto Awakening, ir jugando los DLCs o no, porque a mí me va a suponer un desembolso. Bueno, nos vamos, hemos dicho, a Risco Rojo. Sí, porque es que además en Play 3 no había DLCs, o sea, no había la opción.
Sire, I have more news. Yes. Well, it seems that the fighting has gone exactly as you...
I would like to know what you intend to accomplish, Father. Should we not be fighting the Darkspawn instead of each other?
The nobility should be brought into line and then the Darkspawn defeated. This is no true blight, Honora. Only Kaelin's vanity demanded it be so.
Beg pardon, sire. But blight or no, we may not have the manpower to face the Darkspawn soon.
Kaelin approached your legions for support, did he
Never!
not?
Marek and I drove those bastards out! Not roll out the welcome for them now!
We need help, Father. We cannot deal with this crisis alone.
Ferelden will stand on its own! I will lead it through this, Honora. You must have faith in me.
Did you kill Kaelin?
Kaelin's death was his own doing.
Mira, se va por no arrearle. Se va por no arrearle, se la ve en la cara, macho.
Twisted creatures! Now's better.
Saquear. Exactamente. Joma, tú sabes que yo tengo los libros del lore del Dragon Age, aparte del juego de rol y el libro de arte del Dragon Age Inquisition. Me la he comido con patatas, tío. O sea, me la como yo y detrás todos, porque, no sé, se sienten solitos.
Our instructions are to send any returning knights to the castle.
What do you wish of me?
Nada, que me he equivocado. Vamos a ver, pero aquí la gente no limpia, en serio. ¿Hace cuánto que me he ido? Y los cadáveres siguen aquí. A mí es que el primer libro del lore me lo regalaron por mi cumpleaños. Y luego pues cuando he podido, básicamente.
You return. Might you have news? Unchanged, I'm afraid. We've tried more magical healing, but nothing works. As time passes, I become more and more convinced the urn might be our only hope.
You have? Wonderful. Let us go at once to Eamon's side and see if the urn's healing powers live up to their reputation.
Where am I?
Exactamente.
Be calm, brother. You have been deathly ill for a very long time. Do you remember nothing?
Tegan? What are you doing here? Where is Isolde?
Much has happened since you fell ill, brother. Some of it will not be easy for you to hear.
Then tell me. I wish to hear all of it.
Pues eso, el hecho de jugar los DLC se me va a suponer un desembolso y... Pues
this is most troubling.
Cafeses.
There is much to be done, that is true. But I should first be thankful to those who have done so much. Grey Warden, I know you did what you had to. I grieve for Isolde, but I believe that had you not acted as you did, it might have been far worse. I am in your debt. Will you permit me to offer you a reward for your service? I understand, but regardless of your motivations, I feel you are worthy of a reward. I would like to honor your efforts. Nothing more.
Bueno, a ver. Justo sale el cofre.
Then allow me to declare you and those traveling with you champions of Redcliffe. You will always be a welcome guest within these halls. And for you, Warden, a shield of the same make as those that have been given to our finest knights.
We should speak of Loghain, brother. There is no telling what he will do once he learns of your recovery.
Loghain instigates a civil war even though the Darkspawn are on our very doorstep. Long I have known him. He is a sensible man. One who never desired power.
I was there when he announced he was taking control of the throne, Eamon. He is mad with ambition, I tell you.
Mad indeed. Mad enough to kill Callan, to attempt to kill myself and destroy my lands. Whatever happened to him, Loghain must be stopped. What's more, we can scarce afford to fight this war to its bitter end. We have no time to wage a campaign against him. Someone must surrender if Ferelden is to have any chance at fighting the Darkspawn. I agree. Loghain will pay for his heinous crimes, but our armies must be reserved for the Darkspawn, not for each other. I will spread word of Loghain's treachery, both here and against the king. But it will be but a claim made without proof. Those claims will give Loghain's allies pause, but we must combine it with a challenge Loghain cannot ignore. We need someone with a stronger claim to the throne than Loghain's daughter, the Queen.
Lo siento, Alistair.
Are you referring to Alistair, brother? Are
Te
you
va a
certain?
tocar la China.
I would not propose such a thing if we had an alternative, but the unthinkable has occurred. Tegan and I have a claim through marriage, but we would seem opportunists no better than Loghain. Alistair's claim is by blood.
And what about me? Does anyone care what I want?
No, a nadie nos importa, Alistair. Lo siento mucho,
Without
pero
you,
esto
Loghain
es más
wins.
grande que tú, que
I
yo
would
y
have
que
to
todos los
support
demás.
him for the sake of Ferelden. Is that what you want?
But I... No, my lord.
I see only one way to proceed. I will call for a landsmeet, a gathering of all of Ferelden's nobility in the city of Denerim. There, Ferelden can decide who shall rule, one way or another. Then the business of fighting our true foe can begin. What say you to that, my friend? I do not wish to proceed without your blessing.
¿Eso te pasa?
None of this would be
Por
possible
dejar que yo
without
mande.
you. You led Alistair here. You saved my life with the urn of sacred
Vamos a ver,
ashes.
yo y
It's
todos los
your
demás, ¿eh?
I am a credible enough figure in this nation to call the landsmeet, but I hold no illusions that I could face Loghain without you. Surely you see that. You still have allies to seek out to help us against the Darkspawn. I can hold off traveling to Denerim until you are ready, but the Landsmeet is our only option. We could attempt to wage a military campaign against Loghain, but even if we win, would we have enough left to defeat the Darkspawn?
No, but neither would Loghain.
Perhaps Loghain gambles on this attitude, that everyone will decide facing the Darkspawn is more vital than facing him, so that he leads us against the Horde. Very well. I will send out the word. But before we proceed, I believe there is the matter of the mage, my son's tutor. He still lives, I understand.
He does. He is in the dungeon, brother.
Have him brought here, Tegan. I wish to see him. Jowan, what you have done is not in question. You tried to assassinate me and set into motion a series of events that nearly destroyed everything I cherish. What have you to say in your own defense?
Nothing, my lord. Other than to say I am sorry. I expect no mercy for what I've done.
I see. Grey Warden, have you anything to say on Jowan's behalf? But is he attempting to worm his way out of a bad situation? Or is he truly repentant for what he has done? And what would you have me do? As the injured party, my ability to see the merciful path is strained. True enough, and wisely said. Jowan, I hereby turn you over to the Tower of the Circle of Magi.
Le acabo de condenar a la tranquilidad y me quedo más ancho que larga, tranquilo, ¿sabes? O sea...
Now, back to the matter of the Landsmeet. It will take some time to recall my forces and organize our allies. I would prefer to wait until that is done before calling the Landsmeet. In the meantime, I suggest you pursue the remainder of the Grey Warden treaties. We will need all the allies we can get if we are to defeat the Darkspawn Horde.
Bueno, a ver.
Got it.
Vamos a ir al campamento, vamos a hablar un ratillo con la gente. Pero creo que es un buen momento para ir dejándolo. Necesito más.
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Sí, o sea...
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Farelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes. Every land has its assassins. Some are simply more open about their business than others. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable? Oh, I have never seen that place. I am sure it has its charms and its dogs. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most. It may as well be, but not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else. Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in the store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Te he preguntado sobre Antiva, no cerca de tu obsesión por el cuerpo.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not. Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
What do you need? Ask away. I already said I wouldn't. The answer is still
Me ha
no.
dicho que preguntara luego, ¿sabes?
Yes. I am hardly surprised.
En realidad no importa.
Very well. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
¿Y ese señor?
On your order, Grey Warden. The Jarl was generous, but rushed. Certain areas could see improvement. We're a mercenary force, Warden. Much of our equipment is self-financed. Were you to commit additional funds, we'd upgrade as we saw the need. You'll have the best equipped force since, well, ever.
Pues nada, vamos a guardar. Y lo vamos a dejar aquí. Hay 3, no sé si hay gente, sí. A ver, no le voy a dar 10 soberanos de oro con lo que cuesta conseguir dinero en el juego, ¿sabes? Así que, bueno, vamos a hacer... Ya sabéis cómo va esto. A ver, o sea, que esto no va de vender las 4 chuminas que llevas. Y eso. Así que... Justo, me ha saltado la esta del... Vale, nos vemos.